And our other mobile suit for the week is a Zaku 2 with Magella top cannon and leg missile pods. So let's take a look at its various skills. It doesn't actually have very many. It's a pretty low level mobile suit, so the most impressive parts are actually the Heat Hawk, which is now my strongest axe by a good margin, and has the Blast Weapon skill, which a blasting axe, of course. But yeah, plus 1% chance of part break, I believe, and 2% of something. Health, attack, don't know. Something. Okay, Magella Top Cannon. Its special ability is Attacker Weapon, which I believe increases damage and I think health. Zaku 2 has a Long Rifle Mastery, which is the appropriate skill for this. The body has nothing. This has Axe Mastery, or the arms do, and Shield plus Spike Armor, which gives you some extra block and a higher chance of part removal once again. The missile pod legs have nothing special. The backpack has thrusters. Yes, it does. So, a little bit of extra boost in movement speed, and it does not, of course, have a shield. Let me double check. Let me show off by which I mean double check to make sure I equip properly. Modules and EX actions. My modules are one Treasure Hunter and one Feed Forward module. Burst action is still Arbiter Breaker. I've got the Cyclone Axe. I've got Stinger Shoot and Armor Repair for my EX actions. Option parts, Missile Pods obviously, and that should be a Master Grade. Because it's appropriate to the mobile suit, I'm taking crackers along, so might get hungry. Actually, no, of course, the cracker is the Xeon grenade that looks like a big pile of doorknobs. So let's find a similarly, like a similar stage. 12A is also a rank 7. And that's not where I just was. No, this is the Gundam Double X stage. Let's do that. And we'll just, see how the plain old Zaku does. In my test run, it did okay. It honestly did better than I expected, so let's see if it can do that again. Sorry, I should have shown the launch thing, but, I mean, it's a Zaku. We all know what Zakus look like by now. It's been 36 years. Yeah, again, since you have to level the weapons up so far to reveal their skills, that's actually your saving grace, because even though, as you can see, the Zaku itself is taking a lot of damage, but it's also doing a lot of damage, so it's Glass Cannon weekend. That's a good grouping for whatever that axe is. Tornado Axe. Cyclone Axe is the upgrade. Okay, and Stinger Shoot. Could have gotten two maybe, but that one's far away and it's using that. So let's try the Magella Top. Okay, there's only one Magella Top speed. But the good news is that it fires and reloads tremendously quickly. It should be good for sniping in theory. Ah, yeah, and the shells have a little bit of splash damage, so you can do pretty well with this. I think I'm going to see how far this can take me. Not too far when I don't notice things getting up on me. But yeah, you can basically fire this as fast as you want, which is, for a long rifle in particular, unusual, and I like it. Okay, so it's like over-the-shoulder shooter day, in addition to being Glass Cannon weekend. Even though that's not the official thing, I always think of this configuration of the Zaku as the J-type, which is the Zaku to ground type, as opposed to the standard MS-06. There we go, that's one down. You can keep your cannon to yourself, sir. Let's just chop him to bits while we wait. Why did that go through you without hurting you? I guess it went over his head. Okay, that's that. Everybody pick up your bits and we'll move on. I haven't even tried the missiles yet. Let's do that next screen. Let's see if I can do that from snipe mode. No. They're also not that great, especially since I didn't upgrade this Zaku very far, so... That's 2. But yeah, the Magella Top Cannon is actually pretty good. I think I might try doing the 180mm cannon next time I use a ground type, so... Oops, didn't target that super well. Gotcha. 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 Okay, not bad. But yeah, there's no charge version of that shot, so... Which, again, not a surprise, really. Actually, let's move in and get the axe going, because that's a great grouping. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is actually pretty nice, so... Nice change of pace. Especially when I can knock around 2 or 3 things at once with one shell. And then fire the next shell basically as fast as I want. So, it's lovely. Let's move in close and axe you. That went over everybody's heads because I jumped at the last second instead of boosting. Oops! Oh, let's try this. It also moves a little faster than I expected. I mean, Zaku's were never super slow, but they were not anything I ever really considered spry either. And this is quick enough, especially when it's not using its Magella Top in snipe mode. But okay, and this is Akatsuki, I believe, Shiranui type. Yep. That's 1 down. Look how much damage that axe move did to them. That was great. Okay, 8 whole points for healing myself. That's how few hit points I have. It's less than half of what my usual mobile suit has, so yeah. Fragile, but adequately powerful. Perhaps only adequately, but I could always get the Magella Top up to level 10 if I really wanted. Shouldn't waste my EXs, but it's not like I'm in too much danger. Well, danger, but not like life-threatening danger, just normal, if I don't watch my hit points I'll die danger, not I'm gonna die danger. Oh yeah, you. Yeah, this is why I need to be careful. Oops. I have no beef against that wall behind you, so I'll have to target more carefully. Chop, 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 chop. Now here's a game I bet most of you have never heard of. It was called Ghost Manor for the Atari 2600. It was part of a collection of double-ended cartridges, of which it was frequently side B, I believe, and it was a weird little game where you had to rescue. This was the neat thing. Depending on the switches you flipped on the Atari 2600, you were either the boyfriend trying to rescue the girlfriend, or vice versa, from a vampire. And it was a fairly complicated game where you had to go through and pick up various things you would need to fight the vampire and then get to the end without ever basically touching a single obstacle. But what made me think of it is that the obstacle to get into the castle is the chopping mummy, which is just a mummy with an axe. And all of those old Atari games, like the early arcade games, very rhythmic. So the sound was really kind of part of the whole thing. So, and every few seconds, the chopping mummy would go chop, 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 which I can't do the last chop because I was kind of missing my arm. So maybe next time. Wow, that's a lot of parts. That went great. Let's try that. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah. So you just had to be really careful because if you even touched the thing, you died. It's a weird little game. I'm sure there are videos of it up on YouTube by somebody. That company did really odd and interesting games that, you know, with strange multi-screen layouts that were not very super common on the Atari at the time. The other one on my cartridge was called Spike's Peak, where you had to try and climb a mountain without dying of hypothermia, which was actually your biggest problem. Time to go burst mode. While also not being eaten by bears, which you could hide from when you wanted. But you had to time it right, you know, timing-based things, the old arcade gameplay style. But it was a weird one. I enjoyed it. And again, it's one that had a... I can't replicate it or for you at all, but it had another very specific sound design and a rhythm to it that not only helped you play, but, you know, helped keep your attention. Man, I haven't pulled my Atari out in ages. I have my original Atari 2600 from when I was 3 years old. It still works. And it was funny how I got it, too. My grandmother, my late grandmother, she was the cranky, stubborn type, but the soft-hearted, cranky, stubborn type, which is always wonderful. And I had said I would really like an Atari 2600 because I really enjoyed playing Ms. Pac-Man in the arcades, so... Let's throw some missiles out, just for a change of pace. But my mom had said she wasn't sure if she wanted me to have one. She didn't actually really want me to have one at all, I think, because she was afraid it would, you know, distract me from doing other things that might help me get ahead in life, and she was probably right. But, so, one day when I was like 3, we went over to my grandmother's house, and she has an Atari 2600. And she's hooked it up, or tried to hook it up. She made my dad hook it up for her. She played it a little bit. She said, I don't like this dumb thing, it's a piece of crap, Robbie can have it. And naturally, you know, when you do a grandparent-like thing like that in front of the kid, there's no way the parent can say no after that. So, that was how I got my first video game system. And I still have it. It still works. Assuming you hook it up to, you know, a standard TV. I don't know if there's even a way, without some kind of modifications... Oh wow, this missiles just went nowhere. Without modifying it, I'm not sure there's even a way to hook it up to a modern HD TV. The aces are not going to appear in time. Damn. Oh well. We're healthy. I got stuff. Ah, high-grade double X bits. Needed those. Ah, there we go. Man, it took you a while, didn't it? Okay. Oh yeah, 2 Gundam double X's, so double X, sure. Okay, let's soften it up with missiles, which went right by it. Do you have a radar jammer or something, sucker? Also, standing still so I could, like, drop you would be awesome. Oh, there you are. You're getting ready to fire your cannon. No, I don't think so. I really don't. There we go. That's one. Now, let's drop that thing's guard and then probably use Stinger Shoot on it. Come on down. I wonder if it's intentionally that good an aerial fighter, or if it's just how the computer is handling it here. But either way... Oh, I didn't quite kill it. Let's try this then. There we go. That axe is dynamite. Alright, we did it. And got some MCADs I don't think I had either, so let's take a look. Since I once again forgot to put it at the beginning, C rank, some extra plastic. B rank, 100,000 GP. A rank, Gundam Double X Weapon Base H, which I believe to get everything it has, its sword, its rifle, and its shield, you would need 6, probably. Bazooka Mastery Converter, ×1, is the S rank prize. The challenge rewards are, I'm not quite sure what the first one is, but Twin Blade Base M1. And for the killing the Ace Gundarium Base ×3. Yes, because I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the Gundam X and Double X, and basically Gundams in the Gundam X series, are the only non-universal Century Gundams to use Gundarium as a material. Though I understand that if you look very carefully at a monitor on Gundam Wing, it describes Gundanium as a later refinement of Gundarium, so, you know, not that there's any connection between Gundam Wing and the Universal Century, but, you know. Okay, so we got the Gundam Double X head. High grade, got a spare of that, and a Gundam Versago head, which, you know, didn't need. Which, you know, if I was going to make a custom Getter Robo in this, that would be, like, perfect. I wonder. Something to think about. I got a Gundam X torso in high grade, didn't need. Got the Double X torso, which I did need. Got 3 spare Double X torsos, which you didn't need more than 1. And Versago, normal Versago torso. There's, of course, also a chest break. Master grade Hyakushiki arms. High grade X arms. I already had the high grade Double X arms. And high grade Versago arms also. Legs. Double X legs I also had. Master grade Hyakushiki backpack I had. And high grade Master Gundam and Gundam X Divider backpacks I had. But I did not, prior to this, have the Gundam Double X's backpack. And now I do. That's good. I think I have the whole thing now. Let's see. Backpack. Legs. Arms. Body. And head. Yeah, that should do it. And got some of the various higher end plastics. Including that one. I think after I'm done recording, I'm going to go sell about 350 of it, so yay, replenish the money. Various other plastics. Carbon. More carbon. Gundarium Base H. 1 Akatsuki HCAD chip, which not sure what I need it for, probably the backpacks. But Gundarium Base H and M I got. Interesting. Machine Gun Base H2. Another Gable CAD chip. I already have my high-grade Gable bazooka, so Rifle Base M2, Twin Blade Base M1, 1 Heat Shotel MCAD chip if I want to make any of the Gundam Sandrock weapons, but I'll need more. At least I know where to get them now, that's easy. Bazooka Mastery Converter, 1 Mastery Patch 2, 4 Ability Patch 2s, and 1 more Gundam Double X weapon base, so only 4 to go. So, that is the power of the Zaku 2 J-Type. I'm pretty happy with it. That is going to do it for Gundam Breaker 2 for today. We will be back Monday, and until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later!